So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever you are watching this. I am the CHALL. Joe Sbarra has arrived at Doncaster. Joe Sbarra, that's my new nickname for him, Joe Sbarra. And I'll tell you why he's Joe Sbarra. Not because he's been in two finals that he lost, but because he is one of the best players in the non-league system. Facts. And the stats will speak for itself when we go through them. Obviously, before we get started, hit the like button if you love it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Leave a comment, leave your thoughts. Solihull fans, what are you thinking right now? Rovers fans, what are you thinking right now? Because I think looking at social media, wow. I mean, let's sort of talk through this whole week as a whole, shall we? Because Grant McCann's been acting like Grant Ancelotti. And the reason why I say that is because he's got this elite mindset. And I spoke about this in a previous video with his comments after the semi-final defeat. Those players in that dressing room who don't think we can win this league next year, or who don't think we can achieve to win this league next year, tell your agent to find a new club. That was Grant's message. He sticks with that. He'll stick by that, and I know he'll stick by that. And the summer business won't be as big as in terms of numbers, in terms of compared to last year. But it's all about quality over quantity now. It's about sprinkling those magic bits of quality onto the core we built last season, or the season just gone. And my God, have we started to do that with Joe Sbarra, this energetic attacking midfielder. So let's first of all talk about the statement, some key points from the statement. It is a 2-year deal with the option for an extra year. He's been at Solihull Moors for 4 years. He came after a permanent switch in 2020 from Burton Albion. Just to give you a few stats from his Burton days before that permanent switch. 18 in the Championship, 70 in total. You got 18 goals in 48 appearances in the 2021-22 campaign. Overall for Solihull, it's 36 goals in 149 appearances. He was involved in 2 finals at Wembley. He was also involved in the playoff final last season. This guy just screams talent. This guy just screams talent. So in the National League, in the 23-24 campaign, he started 19 of the 24 matches played, 83 minutes per game on average. You've got 69% successful dribbles rate, 28% total duels won, 22% aerial duels won, 81% accurate passes per game. You look at his heat map as well. I mean, this guy loves to cut onto the flanks, cut back inside. He can sometimes drop in deeper and plays number 6 role when he needs to be in play. If he needs to build play up or help build the play up, he'll drop into the number 6 role and he will help do that and then expand forward again. He's got energy, he's got drive, he's got force, he's got power, he's got pace. The goals he creates, the goals he can score. I mean, this guy's got a bit of everything, isn't he? He's a real all-round live wire playmaker. And in my opinion, Sbarra has been, in my opinion, one of the best, arguably the best National League stars over the last couple of seasons, in my personal opinion. So now we're going to go through what Joe said coming into this deal, into the announcement of this deal. So he basically went on Rovers' website and he said the following. It's just a quick turnaround and I'm just delighted to get it over the line. From the first conversation with the gaffer, everything he had to say appealed to me loads. The way he plays suits me and the way he sees me fitting in. How welcoming him and his staff have been has been great as well, so I'm really pleased. Now, McCann has said, I'm really pleased with this one. He's had quite a bit of interest in him after the 3 or 4 seasons he had at Solihull where he's been excellent. He's been among the goals and played a lot of goals. We've been chasing him for a bit, keeping an eye on him and watching his games, and we're really pleased to get it done. Trust me, watching highlights of this guy, we've got a serious player on our hands. Trust me, after watching him, we've got a serious player on our hands. We've got a serious attacking talent. He's only, 24, nearly 25 years old now. He's still a decent age. He's not too old. He's not too young. He's the mature amount of experience. He's got the right level of experience for a first-team star week in, week out. This kind of signing breeds a statement of intent. And, I'll keep coming back to that Ancelotti mentality. If you don't want to win the league next year, you're gone. Find a new club. Tell your agent to pick up the phone. Who you want to call? Brand new football club. Ring a new club if you don't want to win this league next year. If you don't want to try and win this league next year, you're not going to be here for much longer. That's the mindset of an elite manager. That is the mindset of Grant McCann. That is the mindset of a man who wants to take this club back to League One and hopefully, fingers crossed without a miracle and a prayer, living on a prayer Bon Jovi, back to the Championship. Long term, that is the kind of manager you need to bring you up the English football system, up the pyramid. McCann's doing that. And he signalled that with the first signing he's made in this window, Joe Sbarra. Harrison Biggins, on his day, great player. Great player. He can score a lot of long shot goals, can put in a 25-yarder here and there, brings out the bicycle if you want to as well. First half of the season, average. Second half of the season, much better. Is Sbarra a better player than Biggins? I reckon there's an opportunity he will be. I think that Biggins is still a good player. I think Sbarra takes his place. It brings me on to the situation of, does he sign a new contract? I don't know. I don't know if Biggins signs a new contract now because Biggins, I know for a fact he'll want to play first team football. I'm not going to question his ambitions because I know Biggins will want to win this league. I know Harrison Biggins will want to win this league. But does he want to stay and be a part of a squad where he may not be starting week in, week out? To be fair, in my opinion, Harrison will start games. I think he will start games, but I also think that he will be back up to Sbarra in some games. And to be fair, you've also got to take Zane Westbrook into account. You got Westbrook, Biggins, and Sbarra in that same role. I think one of them goes. I genuinely believe one of them goes. But you know what? We're talking different levels here, but think back to Real Madrid. None of them forwards are going to leave when Mbappe comes in because they all want to win things. They all want to be a part of a winning squad. They all don't want to give up their place. They all want to fight for it. So that, again, taking that mentality into this level of football, Harrison Biggins, if I was Harrison Biggins, I'd be saying, you know what? If the Rovers offer is the best offer I can get, sign on the dotted line, get the new contract, be a part of that squad. Doesn't matter how many minutes you get next season. You compete with Zane. You compete with Joe. You get on that training pitch. You do the best that you can, and you will earn your place in some games. You will earn a starting place in other games. You will earn your place on the bench. You will earn your spot in the squad, either from the very start or at some point during the match. You will earn your place if you fight for it. I do think Harrison can fight for it because right now, contract-wise, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but contract-wise, you're looking at Harrison as the odd one out here because Zane's here for the next 2 years. Sbarra's here for 2 years, plus a potential extra year. And Sbarra, by the way, very valuable asset. Harrison Biggins is the odd one out because he's out of contract and he hasn't signed a new one yet. What's going to happen to him? I don't know. I hope he stays because I want him to fight for his place. I want him to get that dotted line settled down and compete with Zane and Joe for that role, for that place next season. And I know Doncaster Rovers isn't Real Madrid, but football is about winning trophies. It's about progressing your club further and further and winning trophies. We all know as Doncaster Rovers fans, we're not going to be a Real Madrid and win top flight titles, etc. But as Doncaster Rovers fans, what we want to see in terms of our ultimate ambition is to get back to the Championship. That's the ultimate ambition for the football club, the Championship. Premier League could be out of reach. I think it could be out of reach at the minute anyway. But Championship, that's the highest ceiling we can achieve at this moment in terms of long term. The first step is to get back into League One. The second step is to be stable in League One. The third step is to compete near the top of League One. And the fourth step, get into the League One playoffs. Step 5, either get higher in the playoffs or win the playoffs or win League One in the top 2 places and get in the Championship. That's your 5-step plan out over however many years you want to achieve it by. The first step is to get back into League One. We failed in the semi-final last season after a season where it was very Jekyll and Hyde, very half and half. What we needed to do this summer was bring in players that are going to up the quality of the squad from last season, and it's players that are going to take this team further. And we're doing that. I can't credit the board, the recruitment team, Grant, his players, his staff enough for what's happened over the last couple of weeks. Yes, the semi-final and the way we just, bottled that first leg 2-0 and we lost in the penalty shootout 4-3. It was gut-wrenching. It was heartbreaking. But we saw progression from last season. So I'm not overly sad. Now we want to see is progression from this season. And you know what? I think Grant has got the same mindset as me and the same mindset as a lot of Rovers fans. We finished 5th after a Jekyll and Hyde season last season. Well, the season just gone. Do not go below that place. Do not go below 5th. I know Grant wants the league, but do not go below 5th place in terms of your aim for the season. Because progression is all about doing better than before. Doing the same thing over and over again is insanity. We can't keep finishing 5th all the time and not getting through the playoffs. So we've got to get fit. We've got to get basically higher than 5th. That's the aim for next season, higher than 5th. But I know Grant wants to win the league. And that brings me back to summarising Joe Sbarra. This guy is a player I know who'll be involved heavily in this squad to try and win the league next year. George Broadbent, he's going to have a big season next season. Grant McCann really rates George Broadbent. Joe is up for a fantastic season. I can see it already that Joe could be in for a good season next season, a great season next season, along with the likes of George Broadbent, Owen Bailey, people like that. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next in the window in terms of contracts, new signings, etc. I'm very interested to see what happens with that. But thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. Welcome Joe Sbarra to Doncaster Rovers Football Club. I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. That's full time. Mean that badge to you.